Welcome, folks, to ScaryWorld, and I am Arturo Padilla, the guy behind the face, and with me always is Mr. Nick Valdez. Tex, howdy, man. We got a quick little dusting of goodness there, just like out of nowhere the other day, right?
Yes, absolutely. I guess because Nope came out, Jordan Peele's Nope came out to theaters, and because that Universal has their big horror franchise, right, that they have to promote, and surprise, Arturo.
Surprise, Sydney, out of nowhere, we got the Halloween Ends trailer.
Yes.
Well, I was honestly, just real quick before we take a deep dive into it, right? I honestly, I'm excited for this one only because Kills was just trash.
It was. Evil died tonight, and as we said during our please, if you check out the Morgue, also an official CorpseFeed podcast, please check out the Morgue, where we basically said our hopes died in that theater that night. A little of us died inside.
Listen, a lot of me died that night. A lot of me did. Just go back to that archive, folks.
Yeah, we had a long discussion about it. But,
oh my goodness! But you know what, folks? Without being, without further ado, let's just check out this this Halloween trailer
check it out.
And see what's up, man.
Yeah, we do have to check it out. I have to see it.
Trick or treat.
Yeah, it's the only way to talk about it. Yep. And it's funny it was funny seeing the trailer come out. It was just like quietly put out in the middle of the morning too. Like,
dude, it's like we just said, it completely came out of nowhere. And with the little sprinkle of information that we have,
and then here we go.
Oh man.
Yep.
But again, oh my God!
Listen, really did it right. Like
listen though, like Halloween Kills had an awesome trailer too. You know what I mean?
It did, and everything about this looks cool. You know.
Man,
a final one-on-one fight. You know what I mean? But
Halloween definitely ended right there.
October 14th, everybody.
Yeah. So, Tex, listen, we've gone through this already.
Right.
We went through the initial excitement of a new Halloween movie coming out post 2018. Right.
Yes. We
totally praised 2018.
Yes.
And we couldn't really say anything more positive about it. So that being said, when the trailer for Halloween Kills came out, we were super stoked.
Yes.
And then we were super disappointed.
Yes.
So now, Tex, we see a lot of interaction, right? We see a lot of interaction between Michael and Laurie.
Yeah. His biggest complaint about Kills was that there was none. She was relegated to the hospital for the entire movie.
You know what though? She knew what the script was. She was like, "Listen, I'm not getting involved with this. Judy Greer, this is all you. You're gonna die at the end anyway. But go enjoy it. I'll be over here chilling in the hospital with I forgot his name from Armageddon, from that guy.
Yeah, from Chip.
From Chip. Yeah, good old Chip.
But Chip. I completely agree, and that's the thing. Like, the trailer looks cool. but it's kind of wild that like the hypest parts of that trailer are the old footage. It's like we were talking about with if you listen to go check out the Morgue, we talked about Obi-Wan Kenobi, and before that you get like a trailer for the prequels or whatever, like a big summary, a big WrestleMania promo kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's what that was. Like the Halloween Ends trailer, it's the WrestleMania, like, oh, they go back 15 years, they go back
all right,
30
but,
years.
Okay, but
and that's what I mean. Like that's it's kind of like that's the hypest part of it. I don't know about the present day, like, or
that's the thing though, Tex, right? That's the thing though, right? Like, you shared with me some information about the actual like the story and the plot, right?
Yes.
So there's a 4-year time jump, right?
Yes.
I said that a little earlier. That's my concern. That 4-year time jump. And then supposedly things kind of get rehashed when some dude kills a kid, right?
Yes.
So shit's gonna get wild. Off the bat, I'm like, all right, okay. So we're getting there a little bit intensely, but that 4-year gap is my main concern, because at the end of Kills, we left off with him pretty much just offing Judy Greer's character at the end, right?
Yes.
What has he been doing since? I'm hoping we get some kind of explanation as to that 4-year thing, and not like, hey, why not just, continue this thing going? He just pretty much bodied a whole gang of people there, right? And killed the Strode daughter.
So,
right?
I'm wondering too, like, what is even a possible explanation? What is that story? Like, what made him stop? Because that's the first synopsis. The idea is that he stops for 4 years, or basically he stopped for long enough for her to move on with her life finally. And then apparently the rest of the plot was the rest of the synopsis is that everybody gets riled up again when a babysitter's accused of. So like, I assume that's just covering like for some reason Michael Myers strikes up again. So I'm wondering, is it the Lori thing? Like what?
I mean,
what can it be, Arturo? I don't know.
Maybe he, maybe he needed time to heal. Honestly, he got fucked up, bro. They messed him up pretty good.
Interesting. Okay.
Maybe he just needed that time he's older. We saw in 2018 that he was an older gentleman.
Right.
And maybe this dude just got really messed up and was like, yo, I need a little break right now because I just died back there. You know what I mean?
That's so weird.
Like he probably just like, oh my god, dude, I just fucking died. Oh, I just almost died back there.
Yeah.
And so it has to be something like along those lines, in my opinion.
That's what I'm wondering about too, Arturo, because he's such like a god. Like he's a god in Halloween Kills. Like he's terror.
Yeah, but
he's unkillable. And
you
so,
remember?
like,
I'm not sure if you do remember Halloween 4 and 5. That storyline with Jamie, little Jamie and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
His little niece and or something along those lines. What is it? The Return of Michael Myers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Revenge of Michael Myers or some shit like that. I'm sorry, folks. It's late.
Yeah.
So in that storyline, at the end of part 4, right? I'm not sure. Remember, I think they threw a stick of dynamite at him, right? And he jumped into a river, and the dude was fucking just done. He was like, "Nah, you know what? I'm gonna just stay here and just float away," And then all of a sudden, you see in the beginning of part 5. Some guy found him, right? Some river like dwelling kind of old man who lived, there by the boonies, saw him in the river, and helped him out, and healed him up. And then he went back to his killing, right back to where he left off, So maybe we're getting something along those lines where he's like recovering, and then we get a little montage of him getting back into shape. You know what I mean? That'd be dope, right? A nice little kill montage. I hope we get a lot more of him on screen. I remember I did a little like analytical research there where I watched Halloween Kills a bunch of times and just timed how long he was actually in the movie, and it was under, I think, 35 minutes or something like that. So I'm hoping he's in it. You know what I mean? Let's just do this, guys. Let's just fucking go, right?
Let's
Like,
Evil dies tonight. Let's actually.
can we finally kill Evil tonight, please?
Well, okay. So that was gonna be my question to you, Arturo. Is this actually like where it ends? Because something tells me Halloween Ends comes out, and then they'll be like Halloween Begins, or like Halloween Ends Again, or some shit like that.
You know what though, Tex? It is a very good question, because me as a huge like mark and fan and whatever you want to call it of this franchise and of this slasher figure, I would love to see more of him on screen, but like. Right. If you're gonna do it, you're gonna have to like just think of some cool story, you know, because
so that's the other thing too. Would you want a full reboot? Would you be fine with it? If they like, so let's say all of this actually does end Laurie Strode's story, and let's say it ends Michael Myers' story. Let's say it goes that far, right?
I mean, Halloween Ends, right?
Yeah. So let's say Evil died tonight. So. And then after that, you know, Halloween Begins, I joke, but like whatever they do after that is completely new Michael Myers, completely new origin. How would you feel, Arturo? How would you feel?
You know me, like us here, you guys listening out there, if you guys know us and you guys are a fan of the Morgue, another official CorpseFeed podcast, you guys know we are absolutely fine with, you know, as someone retooling, retouching, reconditioning, remaking, remodeling the story to whichever vision they want. I personally don't mind it. If it means we get more Myers on screen, fine. You know how many, you know, shitty Jason movie we got and some shitty Freddy movies we got? We got a ton of shitty Hellraiser ones too, you know? Fuck it. Like, as long as we're doing the right thing in terms of promoting a young horror director or a potential filmmaker who has an interesting idea, I wouldn't mind them not using the Laurie Strode name and just getting a whole different kind of, you know, story there, because they're able to still use the same origin of Myers, of him, you know, killing his sister and all that stuff, and not use Laurie Strode, you know, because technically Laurie Strode isn't part of his origin, you know. It just so happens, you know, that was just, you know, his first real stalk, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it was the first night that really got to him. Yeah,
that's the one that gave him his heart on, you know. He was like, damn, this is the one, man. But I think you're able to do the same, you know, cool origin where you get the little clown, you know, the kid in the little kid in the clown costume, you know, slashing up his sister and all that, and still be able to create a different universe where this crazy guy just escapes, right? And there's a new, let's say you get a Jenna Ortega, right, to be a babysitter who's you know, name generic, whatever, who cares, you know. I wouldn't mind, as long as you kind of hold true the essence of that character, which is just like, yo, just evil, like let it loose, let it kill. Can you kill it? Who knows? But I'm okay with it. For instance, I throw it back to you. How do you like in terms of Scream, right? How do you feel in contrast to how these two franchises are going right now?
I get where you're going with this. Like, we, you know, then it shows the problem of continuing the same narrative. It's the Saw problem, the spiral problem of like, oh, you're still within like the Saw universe canon, you know. And it's like, Scream, we literally said at the end of 5, we're like, oh, you should have just gone to the new crew completely. And now, you know, and we actually talked about Scream 6 in our previous ScaryWorld outing, of like this. It's that same idea, Arturo. It's that like, well, clearly you probably should have tried something new. So like with Halloween, if after all this, after telling the story, then they do something new, then cool. Like, I think I agree. Like, I would like to see that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, agreed 100%. Because right now, what I want to see at the moment is the story of Laurie Strode and the villain Michael Myers. What's gonna happen between these two, right?
Right.
You can totally have the character Myers without, like I said, without Strode. You can have him just pop in, just do his thing, put an awesome stuntman behind that mask, like James Jude Courtney can reprise it, or you get,
Somebody new, like they just
some new, huge dude stuntman that's out there, whatever. But you give him a chance, if you want to make it how a Friday the 13th did it, right? You get these awesome stuntmen to reprise this role and make these individual sequels their own little movies that kind of matter, in their own way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe like a more aggressive one. Because like I think like the best parts of Kills and in 2018 were like those eviler, those touches of evil and aggression. So
absolutely.
like maybe more of that in like a reboot. Maybe like
we might get I think I'm not gonna say a lot more because I have no idea, but I think we're gonna get that same kind of intensity out of James Jude Courtney's his reprisal of Myers.
Right.
So yeah, like that's the thing with these slasher things. Like for instance, with as I was saying before, with Friday the 13th, right? My favorite is part 4, right? That's the one with this kid with one of the Coreys, right? Like he creates this mask and he dresses himself up as young Jason to distract him, whatever. But this actor who portrayed Jason, he was intense. He knew his role. He was there to fuck shit up. That's, I think, what I want to see going forward from a Halloween movie after this Laurie Strode thing. Just create, these new like babysitters and just pop him in. Like, oh, he's back at it again. Right? He's back at it. Like, fuck it. Like,
that's true. That's true. Because
that's what we're there for, is Myers, right? Like, if we're there for Myers, then that's the way I think you got to treat it. You got to treat it just like an old school slasher, right?
Yeah, just treat him like a ethereal monster type of thing. Like he's just always killing.
Like Halloween shows up. Oh my god, everybody's freaking out because of the boogeyman showing up, right?
And
then they're like, oh, that's not true. That's not true. And then Halloween comes and the boogeyman shows up. He does his thing. They quote unquote kill him. Everybody's happy. And then,
you're so right. At the end of every movie, they'll kill him off. They'll win. They'll survive. And then the next year, oh, here's the boogeyman again. Somewhere a completely different town. Oh, that's the other thing.
That'd be dope. I like that.
Yo, how about taking? Is that like
Myers takes Manhattan, baby? Yeah, I love it.
I love it. Like, is that sacrilege of being like, take him out of Haddonfield?
Well, you see, that's the thing. Like, honestly, that's a little bit maybe. Only because that's the way.
that's the franchise, though.
That's
right?
the way his psyche is supposed to operate. Technically, according to all these people, it's like, Michael has to go back home. He has to go back home so I can shoot him 6 times again. His whole thing is going home. But that's how you can kind of also just twist the origin a little bit,
And also that too, what if he has to cross a longer stretch of like place, like what if getting home means he has to cross another town?
He has to kill his way into fucking Haddonfield, right?
Yes, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, what if he gets dropped in the next town over, the next city over? Like,
dude, like a trilogy where he has to pretty much just like walk his way into Haddonfield, and every movie is a new city until the third one, which is Haddonfield, finally, right? And he's just fucking killing his way all the way there. Dude, that'd be so awesome.
That's what I mean, like,
that being said, though, they did do something like that in the Curse of Michael Myers in part 6, where he finds his niece again to kind of kill the baby and stuff like that. So he's on the road hunting her down and stuff like that. And I think you also see it in H2O, right, where he has to like kill somebody and to take a car to go into town. He's always hijacking people for cars.
That's
so
true. Yeah,
folks, do not stop for Michael Myers. Okay, please just go around. He's not that fast, so you can kind of like go right around him. Please,
you could just drive away.
Do not stop for this man behind me right now. All right, because bad things happen when you give him a car. Okay,
stranger danger.
Also, speaking of cars and Myers, right? Like, where did he learn to drive? Right? If he was stuck in a mental institute since he was a little kid, like, I don't think they're fucking taking him out to take fucking their driver's ed courses and shit.
Arturo, don't start pulling threads.
Oh my god, dude!
That's a very dangerous situation to be in, bud. Don't start pulling threads.
Because listen, you pull the wrong thread. On top of that, though, he's a very safe driver. He's going super slow. He's driving Miss Daisy everywhere.
That's what I'm saying. He's
obeying the stop sign laws at least, right? He's not running through red lights, which is hilarious.
He's not getting pulled over.
So I guess he did earn his license proproperly by he had to know the
Michael Myers is parallel parking, dude. He was parallel parking.
Man, he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just trying to make a broken U-turn over here. Lori went that way with her friend, not this way.
Dude, no, he totally like as I'm saying, don't pull the threads, Arturo. You pull the threads, the whole thing comes apart.
Yeah, you know what though, Tex? I'm honestly excited for Ends, only because Halloween Kills left us with such a bad taste in our mouth, man. Like a legitimate just disappointment, because you guys know me. I was just like, here it comes, Tex. Here it comes, and then we got it. Just disappointment. And it's funny because I remember saying, just give me this 2-minute trailer and I'll be fine. Remember that? I was like, just give me this trailer and I'll be happy. And they didn't. They just extended this bullshit.
Yeah, because it's not even like watching the trailer. How much of that was new footage? How much of that was? It's like it was like half and half of like.
That is a great point, my man. Because I noticed some things there. I'm like, wait a minute, that's like we're flashing back here. Like, what's going on here? I'm curious. And I did see some things there that are questionable in terms of, are they going to go back to that original fight between them two and then go with different angles here? Because I saw some a quick little a snippet of what looked to be a segment from that scene. But like, I don't think I've ever seen that kind of cut or angle or whatever. But
we'll see,
dude.
Either way,
right here, Tex. This is right here, Tex.
Crossing the fingers, because like, regardless of how we feel about the trailer now, like opening night, we're there. Like opening night, my butt is in that seat, ready to go.
Yeah,
and I don't know.
It's funny, Tex. I'm
hoping Evil dies tonight, man. Like
I had this little daydream the other day where I'm sorry, not the other day. That was after I saw this trailer, right? Where I was like, man, imagine if John Carpenter would have directed this last one. What wild shit would this fucking guy have done?
Dude, that's the thing. Like, Carpenter has no longer need to direct ever again.
Like, we will have ourselves an episode with just John Carpenter, because that man is fucking wild when it comes to his stories and shit, man.
It's the Metallica thing too. It's he's done so much, you know what I mean? He can do whatever he wants from now on, and he's still putting out like these good ass like soundtracks.
Oh like, he's a master of the fucking synth, bro. He's
like
awesome.
Didn't he do like the Firestarter soundtrack?
Yeah, he did the Firestarter soundtrack. He did the soundtrack for all these Halloweens, right?
Yeah, that's true, right?
Which is great to have him involved, because we know how awesome that was, just to have that tension building in the original one, where he was able to just that, and just like, and then just the silence around that and just building the tension, and the guy knew what he was doing. So just his involvement is pretty awesome. Tex, I'm just hoping that they do right by 2018.
Yeah.
because they set off to do something pretty cool,
God,
right?
2018
Pretty
so
special,
good, man. Yeah,
to the point where I think we spoke in one of our past lives, right? Where we were like, "Yo, I'm good off this," right? I even said it. I'm like, I am fine.
2018,
if you don't give me any more Michael Myers, Halloween, anything like that for a long time, I am fine because of 2018. But then you mentioned kills, and you're like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" You know what I mean?
Then they announced it was a trilogy,
and then we were like, "Wait a minute."
When it was supposed to be 1 year after the other. When we saw Ends, it was supposed to be like, "Oh, we're gonna get one next year," and then Ends the year after. And then, everything hit. Everything went to shit. And
everything hit, man.
Yeah.
But that was done before that hit, right?
Kills,
right? Because they didn't film it during the pandemic, did they?
No, that one, they held it back for a long time.
Yeah, exactly. So that trash was going to come out before the fucking, before everyone bottomed out, bro.
That's so, it's so rough. Like, the fact that Kills is the way it is, and that's what sucks, right? Because jumping off of what you said, 2018 had so much promise. Like, we walked out of that going, this was also, just like you said, if this was the end of it, I'm good. But there was a part of you that, it was a part of me too, where I was like, I want to see another one.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
When they announced 2 more, we were like, I want to see how this ends. And then we got Kills. We changed our tune dramatically, and now here we are going. I wish I was more excited. But
and now here we are, Tex.
Yeah.
Yeah. That being said, folks, I'm excited about it.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in theaters. I hope we get a more impactful, a better structured trailer as well, right? Because this one was a little bit, as you mentioned, Tex, it was a little bit kind of pieced together and put together. I guess this is why they didn't really do a big rollout of it. You know what I mean?
Right. We'll get a real one in September, right before it comes out. I feel like, right.
Yeah. So, folks, it's a wrap, man. That being said, go listen to The Morgue, another official CorpseFeed podcast. We have a bunch of episodes for you guys on every possible podcast thing ever. And remember, folks, it's a scary world out there, but we're here to walk you through it.